Got a little bit of divide and transplant done today in amongst the raindrops. It's damn cold out here today. Planted a daisy, divided, transplanted a daisy from out back. I've got some phlox in there. I've got some daylilies. I've got some iris. There is sweet woodruff. There's a robin. Hello, robin. How are you liking things? Yeah, I'm bringing worms up, huh? Yeah, you like this, yeah. I brought a lot of good stuff up to eat, yes. And another daylily over here. And there's some daisies behind the bird bath. There's some phlox behind the log. There's some irises. There's some more phlox down here. This is the phlox I put in last fall. So that's twice as big as the phlox I just transplanted. And then I've got some grape hyacinth and some more phlox down here. So it's looking good. I've got to get some of my smaller stuff put in. I have a lot of grape hyacinth that'll go in, possibly some yellow blue-eyed grass, probably a lot more in the sweet woodruff, which will just kind of encircle all these plants. It grows fast, super fast here. I'll show you what it did last year. This is the other side as you come down the hill. And I've got irises and a primrose that are a couple of primroses blooming. Don't remember the name of that one. It's a Yer something or other. ERTHY something or other. I've got some bugleweed up there on the hill that I put in last year. Had to transplant a little yew down here because the dog was eating it. Dog had ripped it up in the yard and I didn't think it was going to take, but it looks like it's doing pretty well. But anyway, over here I've got creeping Jenny that I put in last year. And the sweet woodruff is up by the daylily. I've got another Shasta daisy that I had separated last year and put in. All this down here, all this green is sweet woodruff. And this has a gorgeous little white flower to it. But it spreads like crazy. So I just watered it, so it'll be very happy. Have some lavender, a French lavender. And I don't know if you can see up there, there's some stalks sticking through, but I planted some, couple of places. I planted some hostas up on the hill. And those are all last year's plants. It looks like my, can't remember whether I planted penstemon up there or whether I planted, I don't think so. I think it was snapdragons. And I've got a little weeding to do in here. But this is all the sweet woodruff that took from last year. Incredible, isn't it? And one of them is getting ready to flower. See the little white flower in there? So those will all be in flower pretty soon, and it'll turn the hill into a nice little green and white area. This is all my clover coming up from last year's plant. I've got my hostas coming up. This I just transplanted from out back. I've got one more large portion to transplant somewhere from out in the back. And then once again, sweet woodruff around a corkscrew rush. Another hosta is in there in between the rocks. I have sedum that comes up like crazy around here. I've got lungwort and the bug loss, brunnera, some iberis. So it's looking very healthy down here. And I just carried this log over here because the squirrels love this. They use it as an obstacle course. And so I carried another heavy log over and draped it across just to give them something else to play on. So everything is looking really, really nice and spring-like. My fruit trees have pretty much been done with their flowering. My pluots anyway, and my apples haven't flowered yet. I've got a couple of cherries that are blooming right now. I've got the one there that's been transplanted a couple of times, and it seems to like this area. So I'm expecting great things from it in the next couple of years. And my sand cherry, my basket of gold, and my rock cress. And over here I've got, this is a burning bush that'll give color to down here in the fall. Got some more creeping jenny up there by the tree, and my creeping phlox that was already in bloom when I planted it. And up on the hill I have columbine. And I won't do the back section. The back section is kind of just coming in now. It's in a little more shady area. So I've got mint back there and some more sweet woodruff and phlox and just more of the same. I planted a couple of, they're what they call a meadow lilac or a California lilac. And they bloom in a very pretty blue. And they will get to be about 6 feet tall. They grow for about 10 to 12 years and then die off. But it'll be a nice pretty blue color for down here. Blue to go with the pink. And that's it for Llyn Lachan, and it's looking very much like spring. Looking very pretty. Done a lot of work. Just it's supposed to be partly cloudy tomorrow with no rain. So I will get out here and do the small plant transplanting with the grape hyacinths and everything. And hopefully the next day, on Wednesday, hopefully I'll get to spread my clover seed. So a couple of days earlier than what I had anticipated. And there's goldfish in there. And before I do the clover seed, I may change the filter one more time, because it's going to be a couple of weeks before I can get in there and do it again. And it did take some of the red out. I put in a quilt batting that I buy at Joann's Fabrics, and that takes out the color, any green, any yellow. Right now we're in heavy duty pollen season, So it'll turn more green than red. I had red alder in there, which was a mistake, and it turned the water all red. My Jacob's ladder is doing well. Something has been eating my grape hyacinths. Got some iris back here. These are Solomon seal, and those will come up and spread nicely. And then back here, I may actually have a couple of blooms on this. This is my Pacific Northwest rhododendron. It's got, that's just pollen. Thought it was mildew, but it's not, it's just pollen. You can see how heavy our pollen is under the pine trees. But looks like I might actually get possibly one bloom, I don't know. Yes, Dipper, I hear you. I'm ignoring you. And this is just going to be all wild because this is my wetland, my seasonal wetland. So it goes just so far. But I love it down here. And because the dog is a puppy and destroying the backyard, my intent is to transplant as much as I can down here. When she grows out of it in a year or so, then I can take the plants from here and transplant some back in the backyard again. So, one of those old adages, waste not, want not. So, over and out from Llyn Lachan Pond in Port Orchard, Washington. Bye now.